I have gone through enough breakups in my life to be traumatized by it. Because when I love hard, like all eggs in my basket hard. I remember even when I was in primary school and one of my best friends left the school, my other friends and I would actually leave a chair empty and imagine she was there. I'm just beyond, I have so much of phobia of friendship breakup. If I sense something potentially not working anymore, I initiate the breakup already in my head. My friends have no idea what I'm going through. I'm crying it out on my own because I don't want to undergo the pain. It's too much for me. I go through all five stages of breakup on my own. But I'm very lucky I've always had friends who have fought for me. And that's why those friends, I cherish them with my life. Friendship breakups hurt. But if it involves my intimate circle, I will never let them go anymore. I treasure them to pieces. And with that, welcome to Girl Math Podcast. I'm Sanchna Suri.
I'm Julia Farhana.
Go lah!
Oh well, because I'm laughing it off because Sunshine was really deep into the emotions of friendship
I
breakups.
am.
It's like she's going through it already,
I
all
am.
over again. It's going through in her head, and I'm like just laughing. But the reason why I laughed like that is because I'm actually trying to hide my emotions from friendship breakups.
Mm.
This episode is really um, one of those episodes that is going to be extremely painful. I can feel it already.
Yeah.
The emotions are rising already because as we're just introducing this topic, it's bringing back memories.
Yeah.
And I could feel it from you.
Yeah.
And I hope nobody gives up at this point and
Yeah.
continues to stay with us on this episode. But I personally have experienced 3 friendship breakups. And none of them were easy.
Hmm.
So I get you. I get what you're feeling. I'm sorry for laughing because
Kau tak
I'm
apa.
just trying to
Jahatnya.
hide my
I think I'm
pain.
ready for another friendship breakup. That's no. Choi. No.
And yeah, it honestly, all those friendship breakups left me confused,
Mm.
questioned my worth. I questioned my ability to be a good friend.
Mm.
There were a lot of things that I had to go through emotionally, mentally, physically in a friendship breakup. And I thought, I wish nobody has to go through that, but that is a journey you have to get through.
Yeah.
It's a part of your growth
Yeah.
as a human being. And there were moments of a lot of self reflection and most of all, self love. I
Yeah.
had a lot of love and compassion for myself through those breakups. And I kid you not, it's worse than a breakup with like a male,
True.
like a male breakup. Like a, it's worse. It's worse. It's friendship breakups are one of those breakups that like I feel like your heart goes into this death mode
Right.
for a while and you
And
just
and
stay
and
there.
longer than a relationship breakup. It's just the pain is
Yes.
longer.
Yeah, I went through mine at least in that 3 times. Some of them took
Yep.
years to recover from. And to get into the details of knowing when to let go of a friendship and when to move on, and most importantly, how to move on and how to navigate around those emotions, we have invited a very special guest.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, a friend to me, a fairly new friendship I have developed with a very young and talented actress who's also a singer, and she was part of a girl band but pivoted her career more into acting. But she's always been acting, especially when her mom started a talent agency.
Mm-hmm.
And it pushed her to become an actress. She never actually thought of becoming an actress, but today she has been on so many TV dramas, films, and she also was selected for the next Malaysia Star. And she hit her first shot to fame in Budak Tebing Dua as one of the main cast in 2021. And she is still actively blessing our screens with her talent. One of my favorite actresses in Malaysia. Please welcome Nelissa Nizam.
Woo!
Welcome to Gomez Podcast, babe. I know you're not wearing sunscreen. You do know repeated sun exposure with little to no protection is going to cause damage to elastin, collagen, and skin cells. Do you know what that means?
But Julia, tennis was your idea.
Wearing sunscreen every day will prevent inflammation from UV rays.
But Julia, swimming was your idea.
Not without sunscreen. It is clean, uses plant-based ingredients, and good for all skin, especially sensitive skin. Your makeup with SPF is not enough. You have to use a lot more makeup to actually reach the label SPF. Use this. Its hydrating formula is going to give you a very dewy base. Trust me!
Julia, leave me alone.
No,
sun protection factor SPF protects you from a specific ultraviolet light called UVB.
But Julia, most of the sunscreen makes my skin sticky and I look grey.
Not Melissa. It is invisible with no white cast or a greasy residue. Won't leave your skin grey either. This is the vegan Airfit sunscreen with SPF 50+. This invisible ultralight facial sunscreen protects the skin from UV rays and pollution. Infused with nutrient-rich kale extract, the plant-derived formula delivers SPF 50+ protection while helping to moisturize and soothe the skin. The non-greasy, fast-absorbing texture keeps the skin hydrated with a matte finish.
You either wear this or haunt you for the rest of your life.
We're so happy to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here, babe.
We're happy to have you here. Although it's
Yeah.
quite a heavy topic, but I'd really, really love to get into introducing you yourself
Yes.
to our guests and our listeners out there,
Yeah.
those who are watching. Did I miss anything in your introduction?
No.
So what would you like to share about yourself to the audience or to our listeners that maybe they don't know about you yet, like they haven't seen through social media or through your acting career?
Aduh, pelik sikit kalau contoh nak cakap pasal diri sendiri kan. But okay, right now, I guess, yeah, I'm still acting, betul. Baru-baru ni I ada menang award. Yes,
you
Artis
did.
Bintang Harapan.
You recently won. It's not
Yeah.
updated on Wikipedia. I'll help you with that.
Yeah.
I googled all your achievements. Yes, you recently won an
Yes.
award at
Yeah.
which organization?
Artis Bintang Harapan for... Oh my God.
She's so humble. Award
She's
sendiri pun tak ingat. I ingat
Exactly.
my own
I would
awards.
remember forever. I won Best Actress
telenovela,
in
telenovela.
Russia. Okay, good.
Yeah,
on her.
telenovela. Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I memang nervous sikit kalau contohnya dekat stage fright ke apa ke, memang I ada benda-benda tu semua. So bila dapat award tu, I literally stunned, babe. I was like, what?
Because you didn't expect.
I didn't expect it
Yeah.
at all.
She didn't even know she was nominated.
Yeah,
She just attended.
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just attended.
Wow.
I remember
Oh my
this.
gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you have videos of that?
Yeah.
It's
Tak,
a-
yang tak boleh belanya, I nak pinjam baju tu, you can remember macam, you
Yes,
know what,
but apparently it was-
pergi, yeah.
I really didn't think I was a lot smaller
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah, she was very small. Sebab I tak muat, babe, baju dia.
Oh, korang share baju. Comel.
Well, now everybody knows.
Yeah. So yeah, I
Right.
guess yeah, that's it. Sekarang ni yes, baru keluar daripada The Gadis, because I nak focus on my acting and right now shooting for View for Bawah Payung Awan and ada few films yang akan
This-
keluar this year.
And this is a
Nice.
big,
Yeah.
this is one of your main role yang sangat besar.
Oh
with
yes,
you.
babe. Karakter tu sangat menakutkan I because macam-macam. And then benda-benda yang berlaku dalam dia, benda-benda yang sangat kita familiar with. The
Right.
victim mindset, the
Ooh.
manipulation.
Wow.
All those things yang ada dekat my character and I jadi takut macam, oh my God, am I gonna be, kita nak buka
You're
diri
gonna
kita untuk
develop
that character.
Yeah.
Yeah, takut, babe.
Leaving yourself vulnerable
Yeah,
again. Maybe
because-
that's the exciting part.
Yeah.
Right? Of acting.
Yeah.
But takut juga, you know what I mean,
Yelah.
because sometimes kita
Absolutely.
absorb
Yeah.
and then kita tak
Your
tahu apa kita
character's
jadi.
elements.
Yeah.
This really brought me back to like my time on Salon. And
Yes.
guess what? It was for View.
Yeah.
It was my first big main role, and
I
View was my
remember that.
platform, and it opened
Yeah.
doors for
Yep.
me.
That's actually my favorite.
Salon?
Yeah, Salon.
Oh.
And
I
that was my
suka
first project
gila.
as well. And that's how we met.
Yes.
That's how my
Yes.
careers also open up. So
Wow.
hopefully for you
View.
too. View, view, view.
View, please recognize us. Hello.
Hi, View.
Hi, View.
How have you
You've
been?
been
View?
a
Long
very-
time no see, View.
Yeah, you've been a very big part of our life as actresses. And I remember the first time I met Nelissa. I can't remember whether it was an Acacia set,
Yeah.
but I remember the first few times I met you, and when I actually had a conversation with you was on my set, Single Terlalu Lama.
Single terlalu lama.
Yeah, with Unku Ismail. And I
Yes.
remember we had this conversation, but you know what I remembered most about her? So there were a lot of times when I feel like I was very pressured on that set. Because pressured not by people around me, but my self-inflicting apa ni acting punya criteria
Right.
for myself. I feel like because I have to do my best everywhere and every time I do
Right,
that.
right.
And then when I saw this girl come in, effortless with her acting, I was like, I like this girl's acting. I really like it. And she was also compared to another actress in the industry a lot, Ida
Yes,
Jebat, just
Ida
because they
Jebat.
have like similar
Yeah.
features.
A little bit, yeah.
And I wanted to ask you now, were you ever like, in a way, bothered by it, or not bothered? I wouldn't say bothered. I mean, like, because she's such a successful actress
Yes,
already, and
yes.
she's achieved so much, whether it's singing, she's
Yeah.
talented in her own ways, you know. She's very
So
good in
true.
acting as well. She's a singer. She's a good businesswoman.
Yes. Oh,
She is a product
yes.
herself, and she's
Yeah.
built her career from scratch all by
Betul.
herself, well, with help of a team, of course. But
Yes.
Aida Jabat is a big name we all know in the industry, right?
Betul.
Yeah.
Were you ever, in a way, macam kecil hati ke bila orang panggil you, macam, or compared you to her in a way?
No, no actually. Sebab okay, lagi-lagi kalau macam you kan, dibandingkan oleh dengan artis lain yang lebih famous, and then dorang dapatkan that opportunity untuk you because of you nampak sama.
Right.
Yeah,
So it's like a
so-
blessing for you.
Yeah, it's a blessing. So macam I never compared myself to anyone lah. Apa-apa yang you ada, that's rezeki you, and this is
Exactly.
my rezeki. So apa-apa saja macam maybe tapi tak adalah semua benda yang macam orang macam you semua benda nak tiru Aida Jebat, tak adalah. So I memang I tak terasa pula I lagi ambil benda tu sebagai opportunity.
Were you ever compared to
Yeah.
to what she did, to
Yeah.
to what she achieved?
Ada babe, ada. Lagi-lagi apabila I berlakon with my first heroine punya.
Hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first hero is Zul Arifin. So of
And
course
her
time
first
tu.
hero was Zul Arifin, to those
Yeah.
who don't know.
Wow.
Yeah, so time tu memang orang
Hey, sorry,
macam
pause. My first hero was Zul Arifin too.
Really?
Yes, but that was a featured extra for the movie Sankar. But from there, Kabir Bhatia noticed me, and then I went on
Onto
Salon,
Salon.
and played a double character. Yeah. But anyway, moving back to you. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's interesting that we had that in common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So time tu memanglah orang macam comparekan lah obviously.
The
so
reason why people compare
very
was, for
pressured
those
lah.
who don't know, Aida Jabat's first lead, big lead and
Yeah.
hit lead was with Zul Arifin.
Yes.
And then Nelissa's
What's that
was also
Rindu
TV3.
Awak 200%?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah, in case
That's
those who are
drama.
listening don't know this, right?
Yeah.
Why she was compared to Aida Jabat.
Correct.
So she was
Okay.
compared to Aida Jabat because Aida was apa ni? Had a big, it was very big. It was a one Malaysia
Very big. Like, she's very
obsessed with them.
talented. She's very nice. Dia sangat people person, babe.
Yeah.
Dia punya aura so big.
Yeah,
So to
worked
be
with her.
compared to someone like that, I'm good. I'm okay.
I love how
Yeah.
both of our guests, I'm sure you know how Rizwana, she was also
Yes.
very much compared to Nilofa
Yeah.
in terms of physicalities, right?
Yeah.
Because you have like similar features, you look alike in a way. Tapi I love how both of you came out from a very, very different perspective from what people would assume you feel. Because if I were ever to compare, if I were ever to be compared to another actress, and I have many times in the past,
Oh, you
I
ada banyak
feel-
muka sama, right? Who
Yep.
ah?
Yep.
Wan
Ali.
Ali.
Wana Ali.
Yeah.
No, ada lagi.
I can't
siapa?
remember.
Yeah.
I cannot remember. But Wana Ali is the
most.
major one, and
Yeah.
we're both in the same apa. It's not like one's a senior, one's a junior.
Yeah.
Macam Nilofa dengan Hawa, satu senior, satu junior.
yeah.
You dengan Aida, satu senior, satu
Yes,
junior.
yes.
I dengan Wana, we
Same
are the
batch.
same batch.
Yeah.
So people would always mistake either me for her for me, and I'm like, no, I wasn't in Langkawi. That was probably Wana. And I'm like, I'm in a hijab now. I'm pretty sure you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I took it differently.
Oh.
Unlike you and Hawa,
Interesting.
yeah, unlike you and Hawa, you
How
have
do
a
you
very
feel?
good perspective. Tapi for me, because it didn't just come as a comparison in the way we look, but it was also the comparison in our career. So we were always compared in a way, who got the first Acacia, or who got the big first slot, or who got this first, or who got that first, who's leading.
Oh, sebab
who's-
sama batch.
Exactly.
Yeah, same
So it's
age
very different for me
also.
because I thought like, but she's talented in her own way.
Yeah.
And she gives different things in acting, and I present different things in acting. But after a while, I looked at it as, you know what? She's a sister. Yeah. No, I'm not Wana. No, I'm Julia Farhana, just so you know. Yeah, and then some go to her and say, oh, sama muka dengan Julia. And she takes it as a compliment.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I developed that like later on when I see what you go through and what Howard
Yeah.
goes through.
But pernah tak you ada this insecurities?
Alhamdulillah, I think like growing up, I've never had insecurities in terms of jealousy.
Yeah, like
Tak
macam she got that project tapi tak orang pilih dia, something like that.
You can answer this for me.
Yeah.
No, she does not. But I think for her, when she initially was not like super happy of being, like confused.
Compared.
It's just because she wants to be her own identity. Tu je.
Yeah,
So when people get her
Yeah,
confused,
yeah,
it's my
and
yeah.
especially when they were like, "Oh, dah
identity.
buka tudung ke?" That's not me.
Really? Ada pun macam tu ke?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ada.
So I think
Oh.
that's
And
why it
then I
impacted
have
her.
like DMs. Oh, I saw you here. You're not wearing a tudung. You're such a liar. You are a hypocrite. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but that's not me. That has to be one now for sure. I can
Faham.
guarantee it.
Yeah.
I can guarantee if
Faham.
I asked if she was here, it would have been her.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, no matter apa patutlah you rasa macam
yeah.
tu because of
Yeah,
yeah.
because like for me, I think like when it comes to acting and rezeki, it's something that I've never questioned my entire life.
Right.
Except for that one time actually.
Mhm.
There is this one time, and I'm sure this person would remember this story. I'm actually surprised it's coming up now because my memory literally just brought me back there. So there's one time, there was a drama for a big slot,
Yeah.
and I was selected for the lead by a director.
Mhm.
So we went to casting, and there were other new actors and actresses, and there was I think like so many of us went for casting, and I got the lead role. So the producer and director selected me. However, I'm not sure what's the truth. They
Yeah.
could have just probably made it up to jaga hati I or something, but apparently TV station rejected my name for that project. And another new girl who was in the same casting room as me got the lead.
Faham?
She had zero experience. It was her very first time on screen, and we all went for acting class together to develop our acting skills because I was really relatively new as well at that time. And drama to meletup. And it was at one time, I wasn't jealous of her, although it was implied that. Although on set, everybody implied that I was jealous, I was insecure, I was just, but you know what was really happening? I questioned why it wasn't my turn. I questioned my worth. I questioned why didn't I get it because I didn't have long hair? Why didn't I get it because I wasn't cute? Because I had like a very strong feature? Why didn't I? That was what was going through my head. And the worst part is, I worked so hard, I'm committed. And I realized then, talent wasn't number one.
Faham, babe.
It isn't. And
Faham sangat.
I accepted that. And once I fully accepted that, I went to View for a casting. So many beautiful, talented girls with like 1 million followers, and I competed and I got the role. So it's really like on the what's on the inside will always reflect into your reality. I
Yeah,
learned that the hard way. I learned that like the really hard way. And that female lead at that time was very uncomfortable around me. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, it wasn't directed at her. But it seemed that way.
Right. You were
Because
just
I
going
wasn't
through your
uncomfortable
own
being there.
thing.
And I wanted
Right.
I pulled out from that project because I
Yeah.
know I'm uncomfortable in that situation. I'm uncomfortable like, being there. And nobody understood what I was going through. Nobody cared. And I wanted to pull out, but I was forced to go through it anyway. So I did. But dengan tak ikhlas and tak happy. So that's why I was curious.
But I
if-
faham, babe. Bila you cakap pasal macam you question your worth kan. Lepas tu, I pun go through similar things. Lagi-lagi apabila like you trying to be fine with it. Okay, and then you go through it dengan susahnya, dengan struggle. And tiba-tiba bila dah happy dah memakai. And then bam, keluar orang tanya. Apa you rasa bila orang cakap you sendu? I pernah kena tahu. Orang
My
cakap like, yeah.
goodness.
Dia
But you're
cakap,
new. It's
but yeah. So I macam,
what did they expect?
wait, I think I'm fine. Kenapa you rasa macam tu? And then apa you rasa bila you rasa macam you tak naik-naik? I'm macam confused tau. Bila I selalu dapat question, that kind of question, I selalu confused. I macam,
Kenapa?
okay, so you
Success is 1
measure.
million followers ke?
Exactly. I'm macam, so you measure my success based on what actually? Based on followers?
That's a good one.
Yeah, so macam, I macam,
I never
but
measure
yeah.
success based on followers.
Yeah, so because of I'm not out there, I reserve. I suka duduk rumah. I'm very reserved semua tu, tak show myself on social media as much. You rasa yang I tak berjaya, sedangkan kejayaan untuk semua orang tu berbeza-beza.
Betul.
Right? Kalau
Absolutely.
for me maybe my kejayaan untuk I, as long as I dapat bagi my mom happy, my family happy, and then I have a house, I have a car,
Right.
I'm already successful.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
But then to have someone to tell you that, how do you feel that you're not successful as others, which is someone yang your batch juga. And I was like, I do feel the same way. Tapi apa saja persepsi orang tu, I tak nak macam
Let it affect
bagi benda tu affect I. Yeah.
If it affects you, it also means maybe deep down that's that insecurity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, that was the case because like for me, when when I was often like presented with, and this happened to me a lot in the past. That's why
Yeah?
with Coast Guard,
Yeah?
I was so protective of my role that I
Uh-huh.
was okay being underpaid.
Yeah, faham.
Mm.
Oh my god. We're going to talk about that.
Yeah. Sebab apa ni, at that time, right? I
Yeah.
remember I got Coast Guard, and again, I had to compete with so many other actresses.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
remember this one particular actress came up to me and said, you're preparing for Coast Guard? As if like, oh, that's mine. And
Fuck.
I knew like, oh God, is she gonna, now are they gonna let me off because she's a lot more famous? She's like 100 times more famous than I was at that
Faham.
time. And then I was like, okay, I'm so protective of this role because it's my dream role. So I guarded that role so much that when they presented me with a budget, I was like,
Whatever.
I'm getting underpaid, but you know what? I'm not going to
Yeah.
argue because I do not want to lose this.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I think about it, like, gosh, there was so much fear.
I think I'm still
Yeah.
struggling with that lah.
You'll
Yeah,
get there,
That takes
yeah,
time
of
lah.
course.
Yeah.
Like
Semua
for-
orang.
Like when I had my casting for Pulau,
Yeah.
and when I read the script, I read my role description. You know, sometimes when you know it's for you,
Yeah.
sometimes you try your luck, but sometimes you're like, oh my god, this is it.
Uh-huh.
I felt that way when I read my character's name, my character's description. I felt it. And now I went for casting, and I know they casted for a lot of people for multiple roles. I went there, I did my part, I spoke to them, I felt like it was going good. I felt like I got a good feeling about this. And and later on, they also told me, soft lock your dates. So I was really pretty sure. And then I didn't hear from them for a while. And then when I triple checked back, they were like, I don't think you're a part of it because I haven't heard anything. So it's okay, move your dates. And I was really like, tapi I really felt it tau. Sebab I've never felt something that belongs to me as much apart from the salon project. Because I remember when I sent my casting, I really did well. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't, you know?
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
time I felt like I performed. Tapi, few days before we started shooting, before they started shooting, I got a call while I was at night drinking my Starbucks playing GTA. They were like, we need you. We need you in the next 3 days. So, I felt like, why am I the last minute one? Everybody already had their training, and it was a diving movie. We had to dive, and I dah lah tak pandai berenang pun. So I went on set feeling like everybody here already knew each other. I've already rehearsed together, and I have an intimate scene.
Oh, no.
And my co-star has practiced the chemistry with the other girl and all that. And then I suddenly come, and I felt like I don't belong here.
Oh.
Everybody has known each other. Everybody, like the director was like, oh hi, you know, like how I felt. It was like I don't belong here.
Like macam
This
the
is
new
not-
girl kan.
Macam new girl,
yeah.
tapi tak lah new. I was quite senior in age.
No, maksudnya the new girl
Yeah,
in school.
betul,
Something like that bila kita
betul.
masuk sekolah.
I
Right?
didn't like that
Yeah.
feeling, and I knew I had to do such crazy scenes, and I felt like I don't belong here. That really took a toll on me on set. Tapi lucky me, I had good co-stars, you know, Amelia,
Supportive.
Evie Feroza, the girls, they were really supportive to me. After a while, I got better, but I did express like I don't feel like I belong here. But I think because I managed to speak out my truth and I got comfort from others, that improved my self-worth lah at that moment. Tapi I know what you guys are going through.
Yeah.
We all go
so
through that.
I feel like it was really after, I'm trying to recall, like, it was really after getting to know my worth
Yeah.
that I don't compromise anymore. And it's okay if I'm not selected.
Yeah.
Because it's,
it's okay if you think about this.
Yeah.
If you think about
Because
me this way.
I define my success. I define my beauty. I define my worth. Nobody should be able to define it for you. And
Yeah.
when you're able to define it for yourself, nothing can trigger you. Nothing can stop you from what you want to do.
Betul?
Okay, so getting
Yeah.
into it. Speaking of defining your success, defining your,
Yeah.
beauty, defining your worth, how would you define friendship?
Oh my. Oh, friendship. Friendship. Oh my god, it's such a big word for me sebab
Specifically female friendship.
yeah. Someone who is yang akan ada dengan you, yang tak judge you. I feel like friendship is someone yang macam soulmate tau. Yang tak judge you, yang just be there for you along your journey. Cuma, I rasa honestly lah, ni I jujur je lah. I rasa a little bit asing dengan that term friendship because of I don't have a lot of friends. And kalau ada pun, it's such a new thing. Macam you and me and you. It's such new feelings yang
Right.
even, okay, ni cerita pasal first I jumpa Julia after dah jumpa single terlalu lama and then I jumpa balik you.
Oh gosh, it was Regalian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dekat
yeah, yeah.
Regalian for nak buat facial.
Right.
I
Yeah.
was so like macam terkejut. I told you, right? Like
Yes.
macam,
Yeah.
please take my time. Please
Right.
take my
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Kan?
So a little
Yeah,
backstory
yeah,
to
yeah,
those who are
please.
listening. I
Yeah, tell the
invited
story.
her to Regalian Clinic Kota Damansara,
Yeah.
which belongs to my husband and his partner.
Yeah.
Because we were looking for female ambassadors.
Yeah.
And I don't know how and why. I cannot recall how I thought of you, and
Yeah.
I just invited you.
Tapi
And-
kenapa you boleh detect macam I needed someone lah time tu?
I have no idea.
Let me
Right.
tell you why. Because she told me this right after she met you again after Regalian. She called me. She's like,
right.
son, I found the little Jew.
Oh my goodness, you're right.
She was like, then I'm like, what are you even talking about? And I,
Oh
at
my
first, but you know,
goodness.
like Julia, kan, how she likes to
Yes,
tell
yeah,
stories.
yeah,
Like,
very.
this is the best cake you've ever eaten, or it's the worst cake you've ever eaten, kan? At
There's no
first,
in between.
There's no in
There's no in
between.
There's no in between.
So at first, I'm macam, yelah tu. But after a while, when she was expressing it, I get it.
And I invited you to my birthday, and
Yes.
that's when she was like,
Correct.
"Oh my god, yeah, she is a little you.
Right.
Yeah.
You're the younger version of me."
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
And
really
I
easy for
saw
her.
that, whether it was in acting, whether it was in the entertainment industry, whether it was the character, personality, most.
Yeah.
Like not all, but
Yeah.
most. And you know how you're matured beyond your age. I
Yeah.
always got that in my early 20s.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like the reason why I invited you, I cannot recall, to be honest, but when we had a conversation, I felt something.
Yeah.
And I thought like, And then the more you came, I was like,
and I was scared, babe. I was
Yeah.
scared because of she want to be my friend, but I'm
I
scared.
invited her to lunch.
Why were you scared?
Because of I've had a lot of friendship breakups lah.
Hmm.
And then there's some time I jumpa you tu, I was like literally alone. Betul-betul. I mean that
remember.
phase yang betul-betul alone.
Right.
Just going through that phase, and then tiba-tiba ada this person yang macam, hey, let me be your
Right. Right.
And I was like, no, macam tu kan. But yeah, and then bila I asked her some personal questions semua, tak lah, she made me feel good about myself. So bila you tanya macam apa itu friendship kan, I feel like friendship tu adalah dengan someone yang you can be yourself.
Gosh, that is so
Yeah.
true.
Without
That
macam tak perlu
hits
nak
the spot.
cover-cover.
Betul.
Yeah. You can just
That's so
be
true.
yourself.
And
That's
you're
a
not afraid to
friendship.
be
Yeah.
judged or questioned.
Exactly.
Or
You can say what you feel, you can whatever lah, you memang boleh cakap.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
That's
that's
a good
friendship for me.
definition.
What about you guys?
I'm sure you have a lot of like friends, general friends, like
Yeah.
kan? But what would be the main difference from you? Like, what is just a normal friend, or what's like a close friend? Like now, Julia, I think has become like your close friend, right?
Yes.
What is the difference? What is the expectations within a close friend for you? What you expect from her? What do you expect to do versus a normal friend? Like macam hi bye.
Okay, so hi bye bye ni for first, kalau contoh kita kat set ke hi bye, you buat project apa, all the small talks. I'm not good at small talks. Actually, I'm
do
very.
you see that she's
Yeah.
the younger me?
Girl, I've already admitted this.
She's a podcast girl, a documentary girl. I'm telling you, she's younger Julia.
Yeah, I jenis yang macam, okay, what do you want to be like? Oh, okay, who do you want to be? It's something like that, tau. What's your dream? What's your goals? I suka benda-benda macam tu. So,
Development,
yeah,
character
development,
development,
development.
self-development.
So, it's a struggle. Kalau kat set tiba-tiba macam, kau ni tiba-tiba nak cakap pasal deep storm. So, I tak boleh nak.
You don't do that with
Yeah.
like regular close normal friends.
Yeah, tapi
Right.
dulu I selalu buat macam tu.
Faham?
So, that's why sometimes
True.
kita invite people yang salah.
Right.
Kan? Yang tak boleh nak sama dengan energy you. Which is,
Yeah.
they're very yang macam chirpy, but I pula yang tak tahu yang sebenarnya diri I ni introvert. Dulu I selalu push myself, I can be extrovert. But then I letak this macam emas.
Right.
Sepanjang I berlakon, babe.
Right.
I masuk, okay, dekat dalam kereta before this, I akan macam keluar je dari kereta, I was like, and I was like,
Wow.
naik keluar. And this
What,
someone,
you think you
tiba-tiba
needed
this
to be
person-
that to get
Yeah.
friends?
At first.
Right.
Because
Okay.
I sangat-sangat jenis yang very reserved. Very
Faham.
reserved. So, it is very hard for me to make friends. Sampailah Julia datang.
Oh, Oh, babe.
No, I mean like
Dah lah,
tak,
nak angkat tangan
tak,
macam dalam
maksud
kelas
I,
kan.
maksud
Asal macam ni
I,
tak ada whole season. I have a question.
maksud I macam ni tau. Someone, kalau kita tengok dengan orang, sometimes kita boleh just click like that.
Betul.
And ada a lot of people yang akhir boleh just terus click and terus rapat. But ada, yalah, sometimes kalau tak boleh lah. Walaupun lama dengan orang,
Yeah.
tak boleh, tak boleh.
Before you get into it, Ju,
yeah.
I agree because Nell, when I first met Ju, I had no friends juga.
Oh really?
we just shared
You
that-
memang lah.
Yeah.
You macam
Because she
mengutip. Come here.
kau panggil kita orang sampah, Nell.
Tak kita dia macam kutip kita.
Dia
Kita
pengutip sampah. But you're right, you gave us that space and you
Yeah.
found us and you welcomed us.
exactly, you made
And
us
hence we're
feel
still
welcome.
friends.
And you know why? Because I wish somebody did that for me when I was younger. And this literally reminded me of that. Like when when I was younger, I was alone and nobody came to kutip me. Like
faham, I
nobody
faham.
would want to kutip me, you know. So when I see someone alone, I'm like, hey, take my time. I can be a friend. I can, because I saw something in you, babe. You were so charismatic. You had like this big personality. I knew like this girl's gonna be big. I can
Aw.
feel it. Like she's a good girl. She's a good person.
You
and she's
are, though.
thriving.
Aw,
She's
babe, you
committed. And yeah, you met her at
Yeah,
my
I completely
birthday.
agree.
So to those who don't know, I actually have like a yearly birthday celebration dekat hutan. I'm not gonna say hutan mana
Yeah.
because I don't want you guys to cari kita kat sana. By a waterfall.
Yeah.
And we would reflect on the year together. And this invitation is only open to my close friends. So whoever has been on this journey with me, you are my really close friend. And at that time, I baru sangat kenal you. Sanjana sangat terkejut I invited you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was only my sister and Sanjana. That was it.
And babe, I takut babe time tu macam am I ready for this? Like
Right.
yeah, I
Right.
question myself.
But
And
how did you
macam,
feel in the end?
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and
I rasa macam it's very easy. Macam kenapa macam senang sangat nak masuk dalam this relationship, or maybe it's meant to be.
I think it was so
Right.
magical. And just a
Yeah.
quick fun fact, we manifested things together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also knew how I wanted to get proposed. And I got proposed. So I think, Julia, your birthday trips are always magical. So every
It
year, I
is.
dapat apa-apa yang nak. Every year.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Even for me. For me, and you know, on my birthday, I was looking for myself, and this podcast was it. And it took a while to develop. But I wanted to ask you, you know, like tadi you said that you closed off from wanting to be friends with me in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh no. And, then
No.
and I'm like, take my time,
Yeah.
be my friend, come, now, where are you?
Please.
And you're like, oh my God. But is it
Uh-uh.
because you were afraid that another friendship breakup would happen? Were you already manifesting that in your head? What was the block?
Yeah, I actually takut because of macam apa yang San cakap at the introduction kan, kalau I jenis yang kalau love, I really really love. I
Yeah.
love and I will give you everything.
Yeah.
My whole apa saja you nak,
Right.
whatever it is, I will be there for you. Ambil kunci terus. Oh my God, I just want to cry now. Ambil
okay.
kunci, akan pergi kat mana-mana je for you.
And it's true.
Yeah.
You did that for me.
Yeah. So, sometimes kadang-kadang orang take that for granted.
Of course.
Yeah. So,
You want to take care of yourself, protect
yeah,
yourself.
protect
Yeah,
myself.
From
you were
being hurt.
protective.
Sometimes I can sangat-sangat I boleh bagi access dekat semua orang sangat. And bila kadang-kadang I macam, of course lah, macam I fikir juga macam salah I ke bila benda ni jadi, bila benda tu jadi, and salah I ke untuk nak minta something back,
Yeah.
you know.
Expecting a bit.
I expecting macam
Yeah.
I macam oh no, sebab we had a conversation about this yang macam kalau contohnya you nak berkawan dengan dia, kalau you ikhlas berkawan dengan dia, kenapa you nak something back, right?
Tapi kalau kawan you pun ikhlas, takkan dia tak nak bagi apa-apa.
Yes. I was about to
but
get there.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
macam
Mm.
I was asking maybe the bare minimum lah, I
Right.
guess. But sama macam you juga, you cakap tadi macam because no one is there for you untuk kutip macam tu kan, untuk kutip you. Maybe that's why at first I macam you. kenapa I always be there for someone else
Kenapa you
because
selalu
of
kutip orang? Kenapa orang tak nak kutip you like
because of sebab tak ada siapa yang ada dengan I time tu. Kawan I nak baru dapat first project ke ataupun nak berlakon ke apa ke, I akan cuba sedaya upaya ajar dia macam mana baca skrip je, semua benda, apa dia saja. So kadang-kadang bila dah tak di appreciate, so it hurts lah, it hurts. Dan kalau tak appreciate je tak apa. Do something else lagi. Tambah lagi, itu lagi hurt lah. So sometimes when it comes to friendship, I rasa macam bila I'm in that alone phase kan, I banyak gila belajar tentang diri I.
Right.
And bila you datang, I rasa macam oh my god, sebab I tak nak get attached sangat. Sebab
Right.
I tak nak get hurt.
Babe, did you know the moisturizer that you have is a dermatologist-developed lotion and the #1 face moisturizer?
Is that the...
And it's 100% allergy tested, fragrance free, and paraben free. Oh, and they also evaluate formulas for over 50 years and have generated an immense database on allergy science and formulation knowledge. That's amazing. And they call this process allergy science. How cool is that? And the result, even more precision in product formulation and less potential for reaction.
Interesting.
Yeah, pretty cool. Also, did you know many things can dehydrate your skin, including stress, that's me right now, lack of sleep, oh, that's you, pollution, air travel, that's you again, and time spent in the sun, oh no, that's me. Oh, wow, wow, wow.
But Julia-
Wait, we can fight back with Moisture Surge 100-hour hydrator. Their gel moisturizer penetrates deep into the skin surface for 100 hours of stabilizing hydration. Wow, you know what? I should have bought one for myself.
Hey, are you crazy? 100 hours? What are you talking about? Who are you talking about?
Clinique, babe. Remember on your birthday when I took you out for coffee and then I gave you a bunch of gifts, which I say, hey, try it out and let me know what you feel about it because I might get one for myself. But you know what? I prioritized you first. So I bought a whole set for you and got no feedback. So I'm reading all the best ingredients for you.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you got me coffee. But what gift? What clinic?
Oh my God, son!
Does clinic help with memory loss too? Because maybe you need it then.
Oh no.
Guess what, son?
Babe, same thing.
Yeah.
With Julia,
exactly
after a
the
while, I
same.
told her, Ju, maybe we shouldn't meet too much.
Yeah.
Because I tak nak this thing break up.
Yeah.
I tak nak lose her. At that point, I only had her. So I'm like,
Yeah.
if I takut kalau you see me too much, because it's from my own trauma during school, if you see me too much, you akan dah macam jijik dengan I ke, dah macam muak dengan I, lepas tu you dah tak nak dengan I, you dah terlalu biasa dengan I. But I didn't know dia macam tu kan, it took
Yeah.
time. So yeah, same.
And you know, the only reason I and Sanchina was able to develop a friendship over 8 years, and we talked about this in a different episode on
Correct.
how to sustain female friendships specifically, is because we had to trust each other. You really have to trust a friend.
Yeah.
And if, you know, like I live my life in a way that I'm not afraid to lose anything or anyone, or I'm not afraid to go through any moments. I'm not afraid to.
I'm in that phase now.
Yeah. You know why? Because, and I'm not afraid to give 100% of myself. Somebody told me this before. Julia, always simpan skit for yourself. I'm like, no, babe. Just like how it's either the best cake in the world or the worst cake in the world. That's me in life, in friendship, in work, in abundance, in everything. I either give you 0 or give you 100. There's no in between. And that's how I live my life with my friends, with my family, with my loved ones, with my husband. It's all or nothing. And in the past, I used to find, okay, what's my tengah-tengah? And then I was like, I can't do tengah-tengah. It's all or nothing. I can't pretend to be friends with you to be politically right, to be politically safe. I can't do that. It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
So when I give my all, and I don't expect anything in return. Because if you give me, contoh, I give Sanchina 100, she gives me 30. I don't expect her to build up to the 100. No, because that's in her capacity to give. She
Yeah.
can only give me 30. It's fine. She FFK me 10 out of 10 times. Okay, I get it.
Not for her birthdays though.
Exactly. But you see, I think like to those who are listening, right, when it comes to friendship, right,
Yeah.
don't be afraid to give. And don't
Yeah.
expect anything in return. Because of course kita akan ada macam, wah, I give so much, siapa suruh? Give what you're not.
Yeah, itu yang I belajar sekarang.
Dia macam ni
Apa yang
tau.
mampu.
Apa yang you mampu?
Ha-ha,
What is your
exactly.
100 at that point? Kalau
Yes,
100 you
yes.
Sebab dia
2
macam
ml,
ni.
bagi 2 ml.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was always bagi like 100% walaupun I tak
Padahal,
nak, babe.
yes,
Dulu.
there you go.
Yeah, dulu.
And you know, macam dia konsep dia sama dengan pinjam duit. Berapa you willing to lose? You nak pinjam duit 100, you willing to lose tak dari 100? Orang nak pinjam 2,000. You willing to lose that 2,000 or not? Because you expect something in return, you're gonna hurt yourself and that person. Tapi tak ada orang paksa. So if you want to give
Betul.
your 100, you ikhlas hati bagi that 100 and don't expect
Kalau
it in
dapat,
return. Will
Very good. Kalau tak dapat,
Yes.
yeah.
And if you give it, this is what I've experienced my entire life kan. Macam every time I give, everything that I'm willing to lose, whether it's my attention, my time, my money, I always get more in return. And not from that person that I gave or shared, but from God.
Betul.
God will give me blessings in other areas of my life and way more than apa yang I was willing to lose.
So speaking of that, how do you know when it's like the end, when you're already losing it? But not about money, like when it comes to friendship, how do you know like this friendship is reaching its expiry date? It's not working anymore.
You know, I never believed in expiry. I don't believe like my career has an expiry date. I don't believe that I have an expiry date. I don't believe that my love has an expiry date, or my marriage or my friendship or whatever it is. I don't believe in expiry dates. I believe in what's meant to be is meant to be.
True.
For example, today we could be the bestest of friends, Sanjina, but we don't know what's going to happen 10 years from now. We don't know what's going to happen 30 years from now. And I'm not going to think about what's ahead of me because I'm not there yet. So I'm going to appreciate what we have now, and whatever that comes later, I'll deal with it later. Just like how we started this podcast a week ago, you wanted to run away. But my gut, yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's, and you know what? And I asked myself,
Yeah.
can you do this solo, Julia? Yes, I can.
What?
I can take over solo this entire podcast because Sanjana wanted to run away, but because that's like a whole different episode on its own. But it was because there was an underlying fear and other things that she was going through that some of them were not even related to the podcast.
Yeah.
And I asked myself, like, in my gut, what do I feel? I feel like she has to push through. And tell me what you feel about it at the end of the podcast, right?
Yeah.
And that's how I live life, babe. That's how I live life. Like, and if I had a gut feeling like, let Sun go, I would have. But my gut feeling didn't say so. Just like what we went through. We all
Yeah.
have something in
Very
something in
similar.
common. We had this company, which Nelissa now took over 100%. And
Yeah.
I'm sure she will do absolutely amazing in it. And you know you have my support anytime, any day. I will model
Yes.
for free for the rest of my life for you. I will. Because I knew in my gut it was something that I
Yeah.
had to do. And she accepted it with no judgment and no doubt. She trusted my decision. And it didn't lead to a breakup.
Yeah.
That could have led to a friendship breakup, but
Yeah.
it didn't. And that shows how kuat jodoh kita is
Yeah.
until now. So
And she
whenever
said,
you go
like,
through, you go through
sorry,
moments. Yeah.
You said something dekat situ. Tam, I don't want you to feel abandoned, babe. I don't want to abandon you.
Exactly. I'm
Dia
not.
cakap that
Was
ayat
she
tu
not
tau.
speaking to your soul at that moment?
Yeah, I was like, no, it's
Right,
okay. I'm
right.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't feel abandoned by you. I
That's
love you.
great.
And
I
that's it.
needed
It's
to make
okay. Yeah.
sure.
That's
yeah.
great.
That you
So,
know.
I'm good. Then but
Yeah.
it was a very
It was a process.
yeah, it was a process.
Of
So after
course.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Of course,
tapi
because
it deep in our heart, we just know that benda ni okay.
Yeah.
Benda ni akan
Yeah.
okay. I trust
Yeah.
her. Dia punya
Yes.
intention.
yeah.
Dah enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some friends you can work with, some friends you can live with, some you can't.
Some you can,
But
yeah.
some you can really always depend on, and that's the
True.
most important thing.
True.
And some of them take time to develop. Like me and
Betul.
Sanjana, it took us 8 years to get to where we are today.
Betul.
Yeah.
And whatever we've worked on together is because we've developed and we got that foundation yang sangat kuat. And it takes time to build that foundation. And when you know, you know, to me, when it comes to an end, we were talking about like expiry and how you know a friendship is coming to an end. It's when you know it's in your gut. That's one. And number two, when it's toxic to you.
Oh yes.
When it's overwhelming. This is one of the examples. if I know a friendship is coming to an end when I see their name pop up on my phone, they're calling me, and I
Yeah.
get nervous or I get anxiety. I know like this is toxic for my system. My body is rejecting this energy. My body is rejecting this person's presence in my life. So when you see their name pop up anywhere, it could be anywhere. It could be on social media. It could
Oh
be
yeah,
when
babe. I
somebody.
do feel that way
Right?
about someone. Yeah.
Right?
Dia macam
Yeah, exactly. That's when you know that my entire system, my body, my mind, my heart is rejecting. There is a reason for it, and that's when you know, like you gotta pick yourself up, gather your strength, and it's nobody's fault.
Yep.
It's not that
Yeah,
person's fault. It's not
betul.
your fault. It's just that you need to recalibrate and, in a way, cuci balik hati. Yeah,
True.
cuci balik your system,
True.
neutralize balik, and you
Yeah.
need time. It's a process.
Yeah.
That's why some friendship they break up, but then over time,
Yeah.
tiba-tiba diorang berkawan balik.
Betul?
Betul.
Boleh jadi.
I banyak
Because
je
you've
macam
neutralized.
tu.
Right?
Yeah.
Because of daripada sekolah dulu. Ni daripada sekolah dulu. I rasa I tahu kenapa I jadi macam ni sekarang. I'm very reserved. Because dulu kat sekolah, I banyak gila kena bully. I memang kena bully yang kau-kau. I have this group of friends, girl friends yang besar. Like 8 girls in a
Wow.
one group. Macam tu, 8 or 9 lah. So, dorang ni ada satu time tu kita orang macam rapat gila, and then satu time tu macam bodoh gila. Ada someone nak jadi leader.
Tak faham apa?
Ada someone nak jadi leader.
In a group?
Yeah.
Untuk apa?
I don't know.
Ni
maybe
bola
because
keranjang ke apa?
That, I mean like nak buang air lah dalam group. Yeah, dia ni dah sekolah menengah tau. So ada orang ni macam nak jadi the leader of the group and tak suka I kat situ lah basically. But kita orang kawan lama.
Wow.
Yeah. And then what they did is very traumatic lah for me. Traumatizing gila. Sebab time tu diorang semua dekat rumah I tau. Dekat rumah I, and then what they did is diorang masukkan, ambil duit diorang masukkan dekat dalam purse I.
No. Oh my goodness. I literally got goosebumps because I already know what's happening.
Yeah.
And
Lepas tu
She was framed.
They cornered
I know.
me, babe. I was
Yeah.
dekat bucu, and then they cornered me. Pencuri,
I knew it.
pencuri.
Yeah.
Like betul-betul like
They
this.
framed her.
This is like my view, like this dorang ni.
This
And
is
I'm
my
like,
first time
pencuri,
listening to
pencuri.
this.
Yeah. So I was very, very macam I know that I tak buat. But lepas tu dia cakap, apa duit ni, dorang macam time tu mana duit aku tadi ada RM5. RM5 je pun.
Faham?
RM5.
But it's not
And
about
then
the
dia
money.
Yeah.
tengok dekat
It's a
dalam purse
facade.
ada RM5. Ada RM5. So I was like, and then I tend to buka macam, I macam pandang lah macam, ini duit siapa? Lepas tu diorang bising. Lepas tu diorang cakap I pencuri. And sampai bawa kat sekolah yang lalu kelas I, Nelissa pencuri.
Oh my god.
Something like that. It's very,
My
very tough on
goodness.
me.
Wow, you never shared this with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was alone, babe. And I pergi library, I makan sorang-sorang. So, I ada someone yang betray I macam tu, yang orang yang I sayang. So, lagi daripada sekolah. Babe. Thank you. Oh boy. Yeah, that was
Stop bullying lah. You see, it impacts people forever tau.
But babe, apa pun lah, tapi I'm grateful lah
Yeah.
dengan apa yang jadi. Sebab I use that pain, babe. I use that pain. Kat mana I sekarang, it because of them tau sebenarnya. Sebab aku macam, kau tengok nanti apa aku buat. Macam tu tau. So in a way lah. So not just that, after sekolah, so I was selalu alone. And then bila contohnya ada je kawan-kawan ke apa ke yang alone juga, I akan selalu come.
Right.
Let's be.
Pengutip lah korang.
Yeah, babe.
Because you know what it's like for people to corner
Yeah.
you
But
and
actually,
accuse you of something you didn't do.
yeah, but actually sebenarnya deep down sebenarnya I feel like maybe because I want to feel needed.
Right.
Yeah, bukannya yelah, I just want to feel needed, yang I just want to be a good friend. Maybe that's why. So sebab tu banyak after sekolah punya benda tragedi tu berlaku, I still lagi rasa macam takut untuk betul-betul let myself go.
Right.
And then
To trust.
to trust people, because sampai satu tahap yang orang boleh
These are the people you
betray.
trusted.
Betray aku begitu macam and then pergi going around
Circulating
school.
it, yeah.
And then semua orang tak nak kawan dengan I, babe. And it was so crazy. And I pindah sekolah, and I tak tahu kenapa something about me. Something about me. I masuk pindah sekolah tu, I masuk baru berapa second. orang dah tak suka I.
Gosh.
I don't know why. And then bila I dah berkawan dengan diorang balik, I tanya diorang balik. Macam, why Kenapa korang dulu bully aku Aku kawan dengan orang yang bully aku dulu.
Wow.
Yeah, because of I just want to know why. Macam, kenapa korang bully aku dulu? It's because of kau masuk sekolah macam kau macam terus macam that
Your
confidence
energy
just nak
is
macam nak
big.
gaduh. Dia macam tu. So dia cakap macam kau masuk sekolah memang macam nak gaduh. So I feel like what? I don't know. Just macam intimidated gila.
They expect because you're the new girl to dumb down, dim down, macam, hi,
Kecilkan
hello.
diri.
I did, babe. I was like, hi, Assalamualaikum semua. I was really that girl yang macam really try to make friends.
Do you girls believe that everyone carries a certain energy?
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like kalau orang Melayu kita selalu cakap aura.
Yeah.
Ada satu aura.
Yeah.
And like sometimes bila kita membesarkan, aura kita very heavily influenced by what's happening at home.
Oh boy.
Do you think that
boy.
you've carried that aura from home to people around you, to school?
Me?
Because your childhood was quite a tough one too.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So maybe that was one of the reasons why aura kita kan dia very besar. Dia besar ke kecil ke orang boleh rasa. And if you feel small about yourself, aura tu kecil.
Yeah.
Like if you have self-worth issues, aura dia akan kecil. And then if you have this is something I read, and there's so many articles on aura and energy, right? Because we are all connected with frequency, and there are waves. So that's how our world is made up. So apa saja yang kita pegang dalam diri kita, it radiates.
Yeah.
It radiates. So you didn't do it intentionally, but there was a lot going home at home. There was a lot, and you carried that subconsciously. And bila you carry that subconsciously with you, bukan salah you pun sebenarnya. That's why kan in this world kita pentingnya untuk kita husnuzon, bersangka baik dengan orang. Whatever that person is carrying, you don't know what they've gone through.
Betul.
Even those yang sekarang ni tengah viral dalam entertainment industry kita, they've made a mistake, but they're carrying an aura. They're carrying like something in them yang dorang pun tak tahu sebenarnya.
Faham.
And they radiate it to the world.
Betul.
Because like the person you are today is different from that girl we haven't met in high school, but you know that version of you. And every version of us in different phases of our life, semua kita kenal, tapi orang lain tak kenal. So orang yang lain yang tak kenal, that's why like I connected with you, and then when I got to know you, I'm like, no wonder, because we went through different phases of life yang almost similar. And macam Sanjana, she's a complete opposite. She didn't go through whatever we went through in
Are you
life.
the popular girl?
Yeah,
Not in primary and secondary, tapi when I pindah sekolah, yes. But that was not because of my aura sangat lah. It's because I finally straightened my hair and got rid of my braces. That's why I became popular. But I think because I had a pretty good childhood,
Yeah.
and both parents were there and all that, so that was okay for me.
And she had I remember your grandmother's story.
Yes, my grandmother, dia memang macam queen of love lah, babe.
Oh.
Yeah.
Orang
So
cakap
she
apa, orang maki
radiates
apa
that.
pun, she always just
Yeah.
comes like, it's okay, you don't know where they came from, you don't know what they're going through. That was literally her words, and that's why I think I can really tolerate all kinds of people, because I always know if someone is doing something rude or rough, there's a reason. Tak ada orang nak
Correct.
saja-saja jahat dengan
Betul.
korang.
Betul, absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. And you see that's the aura that she carried as a child.
Yeah.
It's a loving home.
Yeah. True.
And the children who don't carry a loving aura, there's a reason. It's subconscious. It's not even something they know.
Yeah.
You know, that's why as an adult, to me, emotional intelligence is very important. And you recently posted about it. I was like, she's got to this part of her life, this phase of her life where she's exposed to emotional intelligence. And it was at your age when I learned about emotional intelligence. And I try my best to hold space for my friends, because I always remind myself, as I said, I don't know how to do middle. It's either 0 or 100.
Yeah.
And I always want to be a good friend. And to me, a good friend is I give, and I give apa yang I mampu je bagi. Apa yang I sanggup je bagi. I don't force myself to do more than I want to.
Tapi
Yeah.
betul babe, I buat benda tu sekarang. So
Good.
macam contohnya, kalau contohnya I rasa macam tak nak, I busy, I tu,
Yep.
I tak buat.
Yep.
Faham tak? Tapi kalau rasa I nak, I akan ada. Macam
Yeah.
tu. So in a way, I macam letak boundaries lah. Macam dulu, I always tak kisahlah apa pun, I will be there
Yeah.
for you. But now, I dah belajar untuk letak boundaries. And some friends, kita boleh, bila ada apa-apa masalah, kita boleh bercakap.
Yeah.
Talk to that person and then bagi tahu apa kita rasa semua. But some friend kadang-kadang susah untuk kita, I rasa macam kita tak perlu closure, you know. Susah sikit untuk bercakap pasal what you did,
Because it's
yeah,
sometimes you know
what I
that.
did to
Because
you,
they get
apa yang kau buat.
defensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes I rasa macam, you know what, I learn how to let it go.
Yeah.
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 And
So
certain friendship, kalau you nak dia develop and sustain, you always have to keep it clean.
true.
Yeah, the space has always have to be
True.
clean. Like kalau kita simpan, like if let's say Sanjana did something to me or and then I simpan, it's not gonna work out.
Yep.
Because you will have underlying built up
Resentment.
of resentment, and then that resentment is gonna come out in different areas of your friendship.
Yep.
Kalau you don't keep it clean.
Yep.
So kalau ada something, like I will sit Sanjana down. Like this one time,
Yep.
we went through something in the morning,
Yeah.
but tengah hari kita ada meeting. So I'm like, okay, if I tell her now, it might ruin the entire
Yeah.
meeting, and then macam I don't know how to recover from that. So I went through the meeting first with her, apa semua, everything. And then when we came back, I was like, Sanjana, I need to talk to you. And in the past, I never did this, and this was my mistake that led to a lot of friendship breakups.
Sama.
Communication, lack of communication, and
Betul.
lack of
Simpan.
truth, lack of truth. And truth and honesty is what you need in sustaining a friendship. So I sat her down and I told myself, every time I end up with something, I tell myself like, kalau it's gonna lead to a breakup, it's meant to be. So I talked to her and we cleared it.
Yeah.
So kalau apa ni, however, there are circumstances in a friendship where it's impossible to fix
Yeah.
because of the situation. Like for example, if someone were to have an affair with my husband,
Exactly.
that's something I wouldn't tolerate,
Yeah.
because cheating is something I can't tolerate.
Yeah.
And in a friendship, if that happens, I don't know how to forgive, and I can't and I won't, because it's something I do not want or will not force myself to tolerate.
Yeah.
And I know that I have to be truthful to myself and my friend, and I'm not going to judge my friend, but I'm sorry, this is the end of our friendship, and I am going to excuse myself from this friendship.
That's so
And for me,
fair.
like there are
Or
certain things
you're
yang
still gonna talk to them, yang macam
definitely, most definitely, because at least I leave them knowing that what happened. Unless I know that there are certain friendships that you can't communicate, because then
Yeah.
I would get blamed. I would be blamed, accused of things I didn't do, didn't feel, didn't think. I macam, ni hati aku ke hati dia? Dia pula cakap I menipu pasal what I feel.
Yeah.
Macam, that's pelik. So for me, it's like, if you don't want to hear what my truth is, then there's no point in communicating. And sama juga, I would always remind myself, this is her truth. Listen, and if you can't take it with a pinch of salt, sebab that is her truth. That is her experience of you. And let it go peacefully.
Yeah.
Now, like, you've gone through friendship breakups kan? Pernah tak macam you reconcile balik dengan your friend? Once you thought it was completely done, tapi actually it's not.
Yeah, ada. My friendship daripada I sekolah, kita ada bergaduh jugalah. But then we still, and then macam, hey, let's go on a date. Deep and deep. Tahu tak deep and deep?
Yeah.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Deep and deep date. Once in a while. Adalah, it was a very, very heavy macam conversation juga. No, actually, benda tu terjadi dan kita, I banyak friendship breakup yang terus mati kat situ.
Right.
Yang
Right.
macam we do not have any conversation.
Closure.
We just
Tak ada closure.
Yeah, tak ada. You're gone and I'm gone dah. Bye-bye. Macam tu.
Do you regret that?
Actually,
do you
yeah.
rather a
I've never had
closure?
a closure in any of my friendship breakups.
You have not actually.
Yeah.
You
Especially-
haven't.
Yeah, I have
And I
not.
tahu ramai yang tengok ni mesti macam tak ada closure.
Yeah.
Yang benda tu habis sudah kat situ je.
I've had a closure
Yeah.
because at the back of my head, I've had a
Yeah.
closure with myself.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Faham?
So macam,
Kita
yeah.
memang-
So it's like it's a
Right.
breakup, you know, and I've gone through it myself. Tapi sebenarnya, come to think about it,
Yeah.
there was no closure, and sometimes it's because closure tu memang takkan happen because the other person does not want to hold space.
It doesn't resonate with you.
Correct. And
yeah.
bila it gets defensive, and I'm like, do you want to listen to my truth or not? If not, I might as well lie then.
Yeah.
And every time bila the energy comes up, macam I rasa macam, you know what, I already feel it, and I'm just gonna lie. I think it's better for both of us.
White lie lah, kan?
Yeah, it's a white lie because benda tu kan, no, it's actually a downright lie. Because, for example, if let's say I meet with a friend yang clearly is heading towards a friendship breakup, I rasa macam there's no point in opening this up because I know you won't accept my truth.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Do you have something like that? Because you seem to really resonate with
Yeah.
that.
Yes.
What's your
Tell
story?
us.
Um, okay. Ada juga orang yang macam I tak boleh nak jumpa pun.
Right.
Yeah. So I cannot even hear.
Gosh, I have that
Yeah,
too.
I cannot even hear her name, babe.
Why?
Because there's so
Whoa.
much thing yang macam uh, sangat
Tersimpan.
they affect I sangat-sangat. So
In what ways? Emotionally, mentally?
semua I rasa.
Where do you
Wow.
feel it most? Here,
Yeah.
heart, stomach, kat mana?
Do you
Sini lah.
feel it?
Yeah.
Your heart.
Ooh,
Yeah.
in
What
your
does
heart.
that mean?
That means like because like if to those who are listening, kenapa kita tanya, do you feel it in your throat, in your heart, in your gut, in your butt? It's because
Or your
sebab
neck.
emotion ni kan, bila okay macam contohkan if you have a stiff shoulder, it's because you're stressed,
Yeah.
right? So our body ni sebenarnya very intelligent tau. Our body
Give
is able to tell
signals.
us, yeah, there's signals because it's connected to our nervous system. Ramai orang
Yeah.
tak tahu benda ni and orang ingat benda ni woo-woo, tapi sebenarnya tak. Sebenarnya your nervous system is connected to your entire body. Now when a certain emotion, a certain hormone is released and then macam there is an experience that your body goes through, hence the emotion.
Yeah.
So emotional intelligence, if you've read books or articles on emotional intelligence, there are three components to it, which is your physical body, your thoughts, your brain, then only emotions. So your body is the first to react tau sebenarnya. A lot don't know this kan. Sebenarnya, after your thought is your body first before your emotions. Sebab tu kita tanya, okay, where does it feel most painful? So macam like for example kan, let's say kalau kita nervous, where do we feel it? Yes, your gut. To those who are not watching now, she just literally
Pointed at her
pointed
gut.
to her gut. Yes, that's where you feel your guts. But you rasa nak muntah, you rasa macam
Yes,
nervous kan?
yes.
So every emotion akan link to your body. Now when you said your heart is linked most to this friendship breakup that you're going through with this certain friend, it's linked to a lot of sadness.
Yeah, pedih.
Pedih, sadness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Betul. It was a lot sebab she is just like macam adik lah for me. But I don't know where to start. What was your question again?
It's okay.
It was like when because you seem to really resonate with Julia when she was talking about the situation
Friendship
tadi,
breakup,
the friendship
yeah.
breakup.
Di
Yeah.
mana you
Seems-
can't even see that person.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't even hear her name and all
Yeah.
that. What's so bad about it? Kenapa dia macam tu?
And how did it get there? I think that's the question. Like, how and if ever you were given, if you were given an opportunity, what would you have done differently?
Yeah.
Or what did you
Minum dulu, tak apa.
grow
Seems like-
from? What did you had to go through with that?
I'm sorry, guys. It's a lot. See, just imagining, just nampak
The person
the person pun is just.
you
Wow.
shaking.
Yeah, I don't know why. Something about her yang membuatkan I rasa sangat-sangat terkesan. Maybe because of I love her so much.
Right.
Right.
But yeah, there's so much things yang dia buat dekat yang tak tahulah, I feel hurt lah dengan apa yang dia buat. But I rasa apa-apa pun sebenarnya salah I juga because of I tak communicate with her. I tak bagi
Right.
tahu dia apa salah dia. I tak cakap dengan dia yang I'm hurt
Why?
because I know that she wouldn't understand.
Wow. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big one.
And because I know that dia akan be defensive and I tahu yang dia memang takkan terima benda tu. So I pula after banyak kejadian jadi macam tu, I jenis yang seorang yang sangat quick to burn bridges. Yang macam
Same.
yeah, kau buat hal out, kau buat hal out macam tu tau.
Quick one.
Nak
Yeah.
jaga your own heart lah kan?
yang jaga my
Tapi,
own peace.
did you girls know that the person who is defensive is because that's not their truth? Yeah. So this is what happened.
Yeah.
This is what happened as if I was there, kan? So this is what I've gone through this so much and I've read so many articles and I'm a psychologist, so this makes a lot of sense to me. Like for example, if let's say I am your friend right now, okay? Nelissa and Julia has a problem. Now Nelissa will tell me her problem. and let's say, give me something. Julia, give me something. We'll
You
have a
stole my
conversation
cake.
right now.
Cik tak lah.
Something, okay. Julia, you stole my boyfriend,
Yeah,
okay?
you stole
my
Let's say,
boyfriend, yeah.
this will never happen in 100 years, but okay. There you see my reaction? This would never happen in 100 years now. It would never happen because I would never do it. But you've seen things or you've observed behaviors that you feel like it's leading there. For example, but you were too friendly with my boyfriend, you went out berdua dengan dia. And then in my defense, I'm like, kita keluar berdua sebab kita nak surprise you. So I'm going to defend. Every time kita defend, it's either we're defending a lie or we're defending the truth.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Nelissa, she doesn't know which one am I defending.
Right.
Am I defending the lie? Am I defending the truth? The only way to get through it is to trust your friend. Now, if you don't have the ability to trust or to hold space, that's when communication has a communication breakdown.
Right.
And you need to develop that trust. How do you develop that trust? Through communication. And you see, like, a lot of people don't understand that communication ni bukan, okay, kau cakap apa yang kau nak cakap, aku cakap apa kau cakap. But where is the comprehension in it? Where
Yeah.
is the acceptance in it?
Yeah.
Where is the balance and the trust in it? The reason why there is distrust is because prior to this communication, ada banyak incidents yang led to distrust that was pent up. You
Yeah.
see, like every friendship breakup, ada underlying issues yang tak solve.
Betul, tapi apa yang you cakap lah, macam sebab tu apa-apa in friendship memang kita kena bagi tahu apa masalah dia
Correct.
secepat mungkin, because of I
Betul.
rasa it is my fault because of I banyak simpan sedikit
Kenapa you
sampai
simpan?
betul.
Sebab you rasa dia takkan faham atau you nak jaga perasaan dia?
I nak jaga perasaan dia.
Right. But in the end you're hurting yourself and
I'm
you hurt
hurting
her juga
myself.
kan?
Yeah, and then bila tiba-tiba benda tu tak jadi, and dia just like, I tak tahu kenapa, this is the only person yang macam aku block.
Right.
I never like block someone macam I never block someone actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. So bila this person like I block. Kan?
okay.
So I macam memang I
And
tak nak dia datang balik. Like
I
kalau
would
boleh just stay
question.
away from me.
Yeah.
I just want to be happy and I wish you happiness. Aku nak kau happy. Aku
Right.
nak kau berjaya, kaya.
Betul. Tapi Nell, you know you haven't healed from
Yeah.
this yet, right?
Yeah.
As long as you know and you take your time.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking my sweet
Yeah,
time.
sure.
And for me, as long as that journey yang I alone tu, I think sangat-sangat
Yeah.
crucial. Memang alone tu sangat-sangat pedih lah. Because I feel like I have no one, semua
Of
tu.
course, yeah.
Tapi I have to go through that. And memang it was such an amazing journey lah for me because I tahu that I'm not supposed to have that sebab I bagi my all tapi I tak dapat balik. Bukannya I minta apa-apa
Faham,
tau, but
faham.
it's just
doesn't resonate.
doesn't resonate.
Yeah.
So tak apalah. Kalau dengan orang yang macam ni, sometimes it's just better if I let go.
Betul.
Yeah.
That's all.
So I
Jangan
would like
lawan
to
dia.
get to how we navigate around these emotions. Now, I want to ask you now, do you believe that everything you went through with your friend that led to a friendship breakup was also a reflection of your own underlying issues or insecurities? Do you know that everything that we feel,
Yeah.
whether it's with a friend or a colleague or this is like literally anyone,
Yeah.
but even more so with a female friend, is because they reflect specifically what we don't want to see. Contoh, like for example, I'm very comfortable with Sanchina and a lot of my friends, to be honest, because there are things about me that people really don't believe. Like for example, I'm not a jealous person. Like it doesn't exist in my system or in my body. I cannot resonate with that word because I'm not a jealous person.
Yeah.
And my husband knows this very clearly. Like,
Yeah.
you know, he knows like, do you ever get jealous? No, I don't resonate with that emotion because it never developed. I never developed that emotion. However, macam there are certain underlying issues, like for example, my self-worth. Now, when Sanchina has other girlfriends, I would question my self-worth in the past. In the past, like the younger version of me, or like maybe like the teenage Julia. Like remember I told you with the group of girls and whatnot, I would start questioning my worth if my friend has other friends. Because am I not good enough to be your only friend, or am I not good enough to be a part of the group? Am I not good enough? So bila I don't see that and it's subconscious and you need to go through a lot of exercises and work and, you know, to identify that, the best person to do that for us is a friend, specifically a female friend because they represent all the insecurities that we hold within us. So with Sanjana, we were able to develop because she knows that she can be herself around me and there is no underlying issue that has to come up.
Yeah.
And it was Sanjana that made me very comfortable, and she was also the one who developed my strength in communicating my truth.
Because I was okay to listen to your truth.
And you were strong enough to hold space for me without taking it personally or judging me. And it takes a lot of strength and a lot of work to get there. So with you, like if you were to experience this friendship again, right? If you go back and just navigate through these emotions and see like where was it coming from? Was it because it was related to self-worth? She didn't make you feel worthy of a friend? Because you know, like when it comes to emotions, right? Nobody owes us anything.
True.
Betul?
Even
So
the people that we bagi money to pinjam, they don't
Yeah.
owe. That responsibility is on you because you yang bagi. Tak ada orang paksa. Kita, kalau kita bagi, tak kisahlah kita bagi time ke, duit ke, energy ke, love ke, nobody is responsible to give it back to you. And whatever you hold is what's going to radiate, and that's what you're going to get back in return. Like with my husband, even I would give him all the love. Like I said, it's either 0 or 100. And of course, he feels my love. And dia automatically akan nak bagi I balik because I'm not coming from a place of lack. I'm not coming like, you must give me love, you must give me attention, you must give me support. He naturally would want to support my success because he knows I'm comfortable in my own foundation.
That's a very good point. Actually, the love or lack thing which we haven't spoke about in quite a
Correct.
while. Sometimes kan kalau kita bagi banyak, it's either because we are overflowed with love and all that you want to give, atau we are severely lacking in it, yang kita nak
Kita nak
benda tu
benda tu
sangat
balik.
balik, kita bagi.
But no, actually not for me lah.
Right.
Sebenarnya sebab bila I was going through that alone phase, after that babe, I rasa at peace gila. Sebab I rasa macam, oh my god, rupa-rupanya all these thing yang serabutkan kepala aku, masalah-masalah yang aku try to selesaikan adalah masalah orang lain. Aku tak ada masalah. Because honestly, memang I memang...
What is that savior mentality you had in the past that you needed to be? You know what it brought me to?
Yeah.
You were trying to save your inner child. You were trying to save the younger you who needed saving. The one who got cornered. The one who was bullied. The one who was abandoned.
Maybe.
And moving forward, if you have this awareness, like, I don't need to save anyone because Allah ada to save them.
Yeah. That's why sekarang ni I rasa macam...
You've developed that.
Yeah, I
Right.
developed that. I rasa macam, okay, first time kenapa I macam takut dengan you is because of, and I tak tahu macam mana nak act around you guys because of I feel like this is the kind of friends yang don't need anything from me.
Right.
Oh yeah, you shared
Yeah.
this before.
Yeah, because
Right.
before
You
this,
shared
I macam
this.
like, what do you need? What do you want from
Right.
me? Macam like, what
Macam you ingat you apa kedai serba nikah ke?
tukang buka my fanny pack macam, what do you want? That's what I have right now. That's what you want, love. So macam tu. So I first time in a relationship, I dapat someone yang tak ada, yang tak perlu apa-apa.
Expectation from you.
Yeah, nothing at all. So it was pelik lah. So
And you didn't need to save me. You didn't need to. Yeah.
I don't need to save anyone. So I pula membesar dengan yang selalu mengesafkan keadaan. So benda tu sangat familiar for me. And
Do you
bila
wanna go
contohnya
back to
dorang,
that?
No. I want to keep my peace. Sebab tu bila okay, sometimes bila dulu macam first I macam salah aku ke. Tapi after that I realised that hey, cuba kau tengok sekarang ni environment kau. Tenang tak? It's because kau dah cakap no. Kau dah
Yeah.
letak
You don't
boundaries.
tolerate that
I do
anymore.
not tolerate that. I dah macam you know what? You do you. And I'll just do me. Jangan datang balik.
Yeah,
Macam tu,
gosh.
faham tak?
And that's why
Yeah.
you're at this place where you needed that breakup.
Yeah, I
So
need that.
sometimes a
Yeah.
breakup is necessary. It's
Yes, babe.
inevitable because you've learned your lesson. You no
Yeah.
longer have to be the savior
Yeah.
because Allah generally saved them anyway. And you just live your life. That's beautiful.
Yeah, so I selalu
Yeah.
macam maybe I ambil that tanggungjawab tu untuk, and I selalu
And tak ada
salahkan.
orang suruh you ambil tanggungjawab tu pun.
Suruh.
Yeah.
Lepas tu aku yang nak sibuk-sibuk susahkan diri aku. So bila contohnya,
Lepas tu you go and hurt
yeah,
yourself.
I go and hurt myself. Tiba-tiba diorang macam act a certain way kan. Macam apa yang I ada semua I share. Bila tiba-tiba diorang act a certain way yang apa yang diorang ada tidak share, I was like taken aback. So macam not even like material things ke apa ke, benda yang macam like news ke apa ke, benda-benda macam tu tau. Sangat-sangat small things. Saya jadi macam lama-lama lead to benda-benda besar. Bila benda besar sangat tu, I rasa macam at that point I rasa ni dah tak boleh dah ni. You know, bila I rasa I nak tahu macam okay ni kena break up ni, bila you dah rasa macam
Toxic, your
toxic and
body
it's
is
overwhelming
rejecting.
sangat dengan dia. So macam I do not feel safe anymore.
Right.
That's when kena
You know
break
it's,
up. Yeah. Some people boleh ada communicate, you boleh communicate dengan orang tu. Contohnya Julia or you, apa-apa kalau ada masalah boleh communicate, but some people sometimes
You have to let go.
Sometimes they're not
Just
even
let
ready
go.
to hear their truth about themselves, you know?
yeah.
They're
Nanti
not
kalau I
ready.
dengar lagi maybe macam macam
Yeah.
really lagi
Yeah,
kita
lagi
tak nak
you
benda
kena
tu.
triggered,
Biar
so
je dia
Because
better-
ada yang in denial,
Yes.
ada yang subconsciously tak tahu, ada yang
Yeah.
consciously pun tak tahu. They don't know how to navigate around that emotion. So, you know, like what I see, right, with this friendship breakup, some friendship breakups are necessary.
Yeah.
Yes, babe.
Because you've learned what you needed to.
I feel
The
light
friendship
already.
runs its
Right?
course. Yeah. The friendship has run its course and it's necessary.
Yeah.
And certain friendship, like we shared in a different episode on how to sustain, it's meant to be. So it's back to Jodo sometimes.
Betul? I
Like for you
totally
now,
agree.
what would you advise young girls out there still finding themselves, going through complicated friendships? What would you advise for them?
I would say whatever it is, macam mana, yes, give you 100%. Boleh je. Kalau you ada that 100%, boleh je bagi.
And if you don't have 100, give 20, give 30, give 40.
20. Yes, true. But apa-apa pun, you have yourself to depend on, and never ever ever lose yourself in order untuk make sure ada orang lain dengan you.
Yeah.
Itu paling penting.
Don't be a slave to the friendship.
Yes. So apa-apa pun, protect your peace. Make sure you jaga you punya values tu. You pegang dengan benda tu. You jangan bagi orang, you know, just
Yeah.
So protect your peace lah basically. You dalam bab-bab berkawan ni, for me I have a lot of trust issue. Yes, sometimes ramai orang ada good friendship. Alhamdulillah, I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
But kepada orang yang tak berapa lucky, just protect yourself. Kalau contohnya if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. Tak payah nak cuba dah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's needed.
Yeah.
Betul? Absolutely
It's
agree.
needed for growth juga.
Yeah, for growth, babe. Seriously.
Yeah. And you, son?
What's your question? What? Oh,
Like
my
a
advice.
key takeaway or like advice to young girls out there.
Always speak up.
Speak
Don't
up.
think you're going to be a burden to people, because if you feel like you're a burden to people, then you're clearly with the wrong group. You need to be able to really trust them. That's what friends are for. It's not just buka bag you nak apa ke tak. Sometimes basically friends are chosen family kan.
Betul.
So you should be enjoying each other's company, each other's energy. Yeah, things get serious, you depend on them, sometimes you rely on them. But all in all, it shouldn't be so difficult. Because you chose that person. Kenapa you not choose people in your life if it's going to make it harder for you? Right? So all in all, as a conclusion, it should be easy. Friendship should be
Betul.
easy.
Betul.
It should be filled with
Yeah.
fun,
love,
laughter.
excitement. Yeah.
There are
Betul lah
tears,
nak kawan yang
Yes.
stress.
growing
Yeah.
tears. Like
Yeah.
it's leading you to growth,
Yeah.
self-development, success. And if a friend is intimidated by your success, that is a sign of
Yeah.
Oh, susah tu.
Sign.
Sebab dalam industri
Yeah.
ni, we already have haters.
Yeah.
We already have people who think they know us and they sometimes kena panahan mata lah, macam negativity out there lah. This is the only circle we have, kot, our friends. Even if you don't feel safe, comfortable, if you're shaking in your pants when your friends are involved, well, how is that friends?
Yeah.
Baik buang je benda tu.
Betul.
So that's my 2
Exactly.
cents. If you don't feel good for a long time,
Yeah. Sometimes better give
Cut it
up
off.
je
Yeah.
dengan that friendship. Kalau dah tak okay, kalau it's
Betul.
betul-betul affect you.
Exactly. For me, I think this topic is one of the reasons I am who I am today.
Mm.
It was those friendship breakups that betul-betul buat I jadi seorang yang push myself to jadi matang. Someone yang boleh faham not just my own emotions but also other people's emotions and their intention and where they're coming from. And I have a lot more compassion and love for friends that are no longer my friends. But I know there are people out there that would love them. There are people out there that would support them, because my fear when I break up with someone, especially in a friendship punya dynamic, female friendship specifically, I risau they'll be abandoned. I risau they would be alone. And I always have to remind myself, like, no, they have people who love them.
Yeah.
Don't worry. You worry about your growth, you worry about your learning, and I percaya sangat dengan jodoh yang Allah tetapkan. For me, friendship is a part of jodoh too.
Yeah.
Betul,
And if
betul.
your friendship has run its course, don't be too hard on yourself or your friend.
True.
Let go with a lot of love and keep your heart clean.
Yeah.
Keep it
Niat
clean.
lah yang
And
paling
another thing I
penting.
just want to touch on, just remember about this. This is something in my religion juga lah. Everyone we meet today, day and age, ada sebab. Either you kena bagi balik karma, atau you kena ambil balik. So also try to understand, why do you think is this person in your life? Even if the person is really triggering you, what are you meant to learn from this? Sebab kalau you tak, if you go through all this pain for nothing, it's pointless. We need to grow from our relationships, right? So what is this friendship serving you? What has it taught you? What is it connected to you deep down? How do you think this person's in your life to impact you? What have you learned? And really take home that messages. And that's why she said she grew from friendship.
Yep.
I think it's because through all these things, ada sebab kenapa Julia and I are here. There is a reason why I bumped into her in salon. Why so many other people out there who's completely my kind of people, who loves things that I do, who likes to just chill like I do, you know?
Yeah.
Why Ju? I think like I have served you a lot, you have served me a lot, and I pray this does not end soon, but when it does, I will respect our journey, respect
Yeah.
what we have gone through, and move on. And I'll wish you
Yeah.
nothing but the best. But I'm not ready
Exactly.
though.
And yeah, and you know, I wish I'd still be having tea with you in your front porch until we're 70.
Amen. And
I
also,
mean,
I hope you're joining us.
Yeah.
If it's meant to
yes,
be.
Nell, of course.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you so much, Nell, for
Thank you,
sharing
babe.
your experiences, for being
Yeah.
vulnerable on our podcast, for opening up to, you know, our viewers and our listeners. I hope you appreciate what Nelissa has shared and maybe learn a thing or two with her
Yeah.
from her. And yeah, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you,
Thank
Nell.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, guys.
I know you're not wearing sunscreen. You do know repeated sun exposure with little to no protection is going to cause damage to elastin, collagen, and skin cells. Do you know what that means?
But Julia, tennis was your idea.
Wearing sunscreen every day will prevent inflammation from UV rays.
But Julia, swimming was your idea.
Not without sunscreen. It is clean, uses plant-based ingredients, and good for all skin, especially sensitive skin. Your makeup with SPF is not enough. You have to use a lot more makeup to actually reach the label SPF. Use this. Its hydrating formula is going to give you a very dewy base. Trust me!
Julia, leave me alone.
No! Please, sun protection factor SPF protects you from a specific ultraviolet light called UVB.
But Julia, most of the sunscreen makes my skin sticky and I look grey.
Not Melissa. It is invisible with no white cast or a greasy residue. Won't leave your skin grey either. This is the vegan AirFit sunscreen with SPF 50+. This invisible ultralight facial sunscreen protects the skin from UV rays and pollution. Infused with nutrient-rich kale extract, the plant-derived formula delivers SPF 50+ protection while helping to moisturize and soothe the skin. The non-greasy, fast-absorbing texture keeps the skin hydrated with a matte finish.
You either wear this or haunt you for the rest of your life.
And we're back. Thank you so much for joining us for this friendship breakup topic. We feel like it's something that hasn't been shared enough, especially in for female friendships. Sebab kalau you break up with a man, yes, you go through the 5 stages of breakup. Tapi with female friendships, even before breaking up, you're already going through the 5 stages until you
Yeah.
can no longer take it. And to those who have going through this out there, you're not alone. Clearly, every girl in her life has gone through this, and we just hope that you have learned a little bit from whatever we have shared, or you have felt resonated, especially what Nell has shared, what Julia has shared, what I have shared. And if you guys have anything out there, if you want to share with us even more, please do message us. Maybe we can connect even more on this topic in the future.
Exactly. And to those of you who are listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, Sanjana does this all the time. She'll say something and not explain it. Like the 5 stages of breakup, I'm sure you can Google it by now because we're
Right.
literally closing the episode. She's never got the chance to share about that. But yeah, Google it because I also don't know what that is. Yeah.
Right. Do you
But don't
want
worry
to-
about it now because we're already closing the
Okay.
episode. But thank you for sharing. I'll go back and Google
Right,
that.
you're
Because I
welcome.
wonder what is the first. I think the first one is grief.
In denial,
Okay,
actually.
we definitely have to Google that. But thank
Yes,
you guys
denial.
for joining us on this episode because friendship breakups are hard.
Yeah.
And, there are breakups that I had to really process and some of them took years to process, but I'm happy to say that I'm at a really good place, and it took a lot of work and understanding and compassion and love for myself and my friends to be able to move on to a better place. And I'm happy to say that my circle today is a very powerful circle that has pushed me above and beyond what I can achieve. And I am constantly becoming a better person because of these people and because of my friendship breakups in the past. So, thank you all who was a part of my life once upon a time. And to you guys, I hope you're happy wherever you're at. And to those who are watching us on YouTube, as always, please like and subscribe. And if you want to talk to us about this topic, share your experience, share your journey in the comment section below because I'm sure a lot of other girls will be able to relate to this topic.
And if you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please don't forget to hit us up and also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and X because we would love to connect with you.
We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.